Good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Everybody made it to this day, even it's cold and rainy. That's great. So, welcome to the community of the Vashon Island Unitarian Universalist. My name is Rick Maroya, and I will be your service leader today. If you are visiting, please participate as you feel comfortable. You're invited to stay, introduce yourself following the service. Our congregation is committed to individual freedom of belief, welcomes diversity, seeks to promote a sense of community, and fosters faith, which enriches the spirit. We are mostly a lay-led community. Contributions from Dennis, from Kate, from Catherine, from the program committee by Mara Lee and Gay, and Ann Lewis. And these contributions strengthen and enrich this congregation that we have. So hopefully you'll become part of this contribution. We acknowledge that we live on the traditional homelands of the Swabash Coast Salish Native people. The Puyallup tribe have lived here and stewarded these lands before the settlers and continue to do so today. We recognize this land accomplishment and acknowledgement and is one small step toward true allyship, and we commit to uplifting the voices, experiences, and histories of many indigenous people. As we begin our service, please take a couple of moments to take a breath, become present in the here and now. Relax, breathe, and bring your attention into this moment of communal reflection and sharing. I would like to invite Jackie O'Malley to light our chalice and share our chalice lighting reading.
Hi, welcome. I'm going to be reading The Embers of Imagination by Reverend Michelle Collins. I light our chalice in the spirit of our Universalist ancestors who believed in a loving God and who held that no person is apart from the love of God. Whatever our individual beliefs, may we here be reminded or come to discover that we are each and all held in a love that will not let us go. Held in a love that will not let us go. Thank you.
Now, I'd like to welcome our guest, UU Minister, Reverend Emily Melcher. Reverend Dr. Emily Melcher is a retired Unitarian Universalist interim and parish minister. She offers spiritual direction to individuals from her home on Whidbey Island, where she lives with her spouse, Anders, and their old English sheeping dog, Teddy. Welcome, Reverend Emily.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me here, and my spouse is here too, and it's just so lovely to be here. I'm loving the flowers. I'm loving seeing your faces and the sense of warmth with which you create community together. UU Minister Joan Javier Duval serves the UU congregation in Montpelier, Vermont. These are her words, and they're written for two voices to read antiphonally. But this morning, I'm just going to give you one of the lines and invite you to read that after each stanza. That line is this: "You are beloved, and you are welcome here." Let's say that together. You are beloved, and you are welcome here. Whether tears have fallen from your eyes this past week, or gleeful laughter has spilled out of your smiling mouth, you are beloved, and you are welcome here. Whether you are feeling brave or brokenhearted, defiant or defeated, fearsome or fearful, you are beloved, and you are welcome here. Whether you have untold stories buried deep inside, or stories that have been forced beyond the edges of comfort, you are beloved, and you are welcome here. Whether you have made promises, broken promises, or are renewing promises, you are beloved, and you are welcome here. Whatever is on your heart, however it is with your soul at this moment, you are beloved, and you are welcome here. In this space of welcome and acceptance, commitment and recommitment, of covenant and connection, you are beloved, and you are welcome here. Jackie?
The reading I'm about to give you is called Practicing Compassion by Frank Rogers Jr. So, when discussing compassion, we must be aware of the painful reality of our planet. We live in a violent world. Even in the face of violence, sources of compassion continue to sustain our world. In spite of all the aloneness, alienation, cruelty, and coldness that pervade our broken planet, well springs of kindness and goodwill and sustenance. Compassion is birthed out of these springs. To give love, we have to know love. To be moved by the suffering or joy of another, our own suffering must be seen, and our joy the object of someone's delight. In the absence of love, the heart hardens. In the presence of love, even the hardest of hearts can grow soft like clay massaged in a potter's hand. This is by Frank Rogers Jr.
I'm just feeling like we need a little music. Do we need, could we have a little music?
So will we be talking over it, or like,
No,
or
no,
should
well,
just
we
do
could
the
do that,
songs?
but no, let's just settle in with a little music, if you would. Thank you. I'm just going to just naming something that this pulpit is a little low for me, so I'm hoping I will be able to see well enough to not stumble through my whole sermon. We shall see. This sermon is titled Opening to Love. The late Dutch priest, psychologist, writer, and professor at both Yale and Harvard Divinity Schools, Henry Nouwen, speaking in the language of his tradition, proclaims that each of us is a beloved child of God. Knowing this, not up here in our heads, but here in our hearts and in our guts, is essential, he believes, for our belovedness is the through line, the constant source of renewing love that embraces us all when all other measures by which we judge ourselves and one another are fleeting as our all too brief lives come and change and go. Now, Frank Rogers Jr., Jackie read from his book, Compassion in Practice. He was one of my professors at the Claremont School of Theology, and he developed a compassion practice that is grounded in awareness of this love. Though his understanding of its source, bless you, Frank Rogers' understanding of the source of that love is broader than God. Indeed, he references it as the sacred source of life, the vital spiritual energy that sustains and restores all living things. Of it, Frank writes, this sacred sustaining energy is not neutral towards us. Connecting with it and resting in its currents is intrinsically healing and revitalizing. It is an animating force, a spirit that has a quality to it, the quality of life and love. Does this sound familiar to any of you? It resonates so strongly with what we used to call our first source of Unitarian Universalism, the direct experience of the transcending mystery and wonder affirmed in all cultures, which moves us to a renewal of the spirit and an openness to the forces that sustain and uphold life. This quality of life and love that renews our spirits and opens us to the forces that sustain and uphold life, it is called by various names and by no name in religious traditions and in secular society. I think that it's actually beyond names, or maybe beside them, though human beings often anthropomorphize it. Giving it a name or a face can help to make it accessible so that we more easily enter into relationship with it. And that's how it is in a film from 2017 called The Shack. Have some of you seen that film? A couple of you. The Shack is based on a Christian novel of the same name, in which a man named Mac, in acute distress after the kidnapping and brutal murder of his young daughter, has a mystical encounter with the God in whom he doesn't believe. And it's not just God he encounters, but also Jesus, the Holy Spirit, and wisdom. Remember, this comes from a Christian book. The wisdom is the biblical feminine aspect of God. Lest this call to mind images of a white and white-bearded, all-powerful old guy in the sky whose face is contorted with anger and judgment, you need to know that in the film, the character of God is played variously by Octavia Spencer. She's a Black American actress. And Graham Greene, a First Nations Canadian actor. And which one of them is playing God for the moment depends entirely on what will be most helpful to the grieving, angry man, Mac, at different points on his healing journey. Now, this black female personification of God lives in a lovely and modest but beautiful home. She bakes her own bread and she cooks a mean soup. She laughs readily, she gazes kindly on Mac and says to him from time to time, "I'm especially fond of you." This confuses and astonishes him. After all, if she is especially fond of him, how could she have let his beloved daughter be kidnapped and murdered? And how could she possibly be especially fond of him when he so hates himself? In the film, Mac also encounters a Jesus figure played by Israeli actor Aviv Alush. He's a playful carpenter who also happens to walk on water. And he teaches Mac that skill too. And then, of course, there's the Holy Spirit, played by Japanese actress Simiri Matsubara, who tends a lush and mysterious garden where strange things happen. The Brazilian actress Alice Braga plays Sophia, again the biblical name for wisdom. Her role is to help Mac face himself and find compassion for his own long-deceased father, for himself, his family, and ultimately even for God. Finding this compassion is what enables him to begin to see with God's eyes, or more accurately, to feel what God feels. Loving compassion, which Martin Luther King Jr. expressed as the love of God opening in the human heart. The love of God opening in the human heart. Now, following Mac's encounter with Sophia, he talks with the black female embodiment of God about a neighbor, and God says, "I've always been especially fond of him." That is the moment in which Mac comes to understand something. That love is God's nature rather than something God feels or does. It is not conditional or limited, and it need not, in fact, cannot be earned, nor can it be lost. It can only be received or rejected. This kind of love is known as agape love, may be experienced as particular and personal by the individual, but it's never limited by an individual's experience of it. It transcends our personal experiences and our personal understandings of it. This then is the transcending mystery and wonder experienced in a wide variety of ways by people of many faiths and of no particular faith. For many, this vital, sustaining life force is experienced in, through, and even as nature itself. A sense of wonder, an experience of the oneness of everything, including you, grandeur that takes your breath away, reciprocity in the gift you receive, an unmediated awareness of belonging. Some of us feel it moving in and through our experiences with other people, especially with those who know their own belonging and belovedness. We feel it in their presence, in the quality of their listening, the way they are at rest within themselves when they're with us. And that allows us to slow down and maybe come to rest as well. We feel it in their gaze, and we feel it in their embrace. When we experience ourselves belonging and beloved, it changes us inwardly, expanding our awareness, deepening our compassion, and increasing our ability and our desire to extend to others what we ourselves have received. When we experience ourselves belonging and beloved, it changes us inwardly. I just read that paragraph. I won't read it again. So this experience of belonging and being beloved is a gift that cannot be commanded or willed. It cannot be contained. It need not and cannot be earned. I don't know about you, but I spend a lot of time trying to earn love. Doesn't work, though. All we can do is receive it. And we can prepare ourselves to receive it. We can prepare the way for it in our lives by spending time in nature, by being with people whose awareness of their own and everyone else's belovedness allows them to see right through our defenses, to evoke the heart of us and to hold us in love. People who either literally or metaphorically tell us, I'm especially fond of you. We can do it by engaging in spiritual practices like the one that I'm going to invite you into in a few moments. These practices that connect us with the sacred source of life-giving compassion, that allow us to rest in that love whenever and wherever we experience it. These things strengthen our awareness of our belonging and our belovedness. And that in turn enables us to recognize others and all of life as beloved and prompts us to relate and respond from that awareness. Let's sing together as a way of transitioning into a meditation, hymn number 123, Spirit of Life. Spirit of life, come unto me.
Oh, sorry, I kind of went.
What happened? Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in my hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me. And now I invite you to settle into a comfortable posture, whatever is comfortable for you. And that might include sitting up or lying down somewhere, whatever's comfortable. Some posture in which you can both rest and be alert. Become aware of your breathing. Notice the ebb and flow of air through your body. You might deepen your breath, inhaling more fully into your abdomen. Allow your breathing to settle you into an interior quiet. as you continue to breathe and settle within, allow into your awareness various moments in your life when kindness, care, or compassion were extended toward you. Of the various moments that come to you, allow one to become the focus of this meditation. And within that moment, remember where you were, the circumstances in your life, what you were feeling, enduring, needing. And remember the person who extended kindness or compassion to you. Allow that moment to become concrete by using your senses. What sights were present at that moment? What sounds were present? What smells were present? What tastes were present? What sensations could you feel on your skin? And allow the gesture or presence of kindness in that person to be with you once more. Like a radiant light flowing toward you and into you. Allow their compassionate energy to soak into your being. Remembering the look in their eye, the expression on their face, the warmth of their presence. And with each breath, allow their care to soak into every tissue of your being. Simply rest for a moment in their compassionate energy. And if feelings or thoughts or impulses emerge within you, allow them to be held in this same compassionate energy. If it feels right, sense if the sacred source from which this compassion flows is present as well. And invite that sacred source to be with you as well, flowing through the compassion from this other person. As we linger another moment with each breath, allow this sacred compassion to extend into every part of who you are, every cell of your being. And as we prepare to surface, notice if there is any invitation for one concrete way you might live more fully in the restoring power of this compassion. And now, knowing that a sacred compassion is ever sustaining you, allow yourself to surface from this meditation. Become aware once more of the place where you are. Be aware once more of being in your body. And as you are ready, open your eyes. Return more fully into this space and reflect on what you want to remember and take with you.
Thank you, Reverend Emily, for sharing those meaningful words. Time for joys and concerns. We'll now pause the recording as we prepare for joys and concerns. As a caring community, we set a skill and economic justice, freedom of belief, and protection of our earthly home. This week's offering supports our beloved community. As we receive our offerings, please join in singing "We Give Thanks." The words are printed on the inside cover of the gray hymnal.
One, two, three. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. We're gathered here in those far away. For this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. We give thanks for this precious day. We're all gathered here from those far away. For this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day.
And now we're going to sing hymn 131, Love Will Guide Us. I'd like to invite our talented choir to join us up front and help guide us in singing hymn 131, found in your gray hymnal.
Love will guide.
We are trainable.
Do you extinguish all of these here? You're just the chalice, okay. Love, if it is love, never goes away. It is embedded in us, like seams of gold in the earth, waiting for light, waiting to be struck. Those are the words of Alice Walker.
Our formal service is now over. I'd like to give a special thanks to Reverend Emily Melcher, Wyatt, Jackie, Dennis, our setup group 2, and for Catherine Sullivan, who is not feeling well today, wished to be here. Want to thank her for her help, and for all of you participating in today's service. We will now continue with VIUU announcements. If anybody has an announcement related to VIUU activity, please come forward and tell us about it. Yes. We forgot them? Well, that just means that they're a week younger. So before the announcements, we'll do birthdays. So those with October birthdays, please come forward. Okay.
Since I'm up here already. So this is our service for next week. Has an incredible name. It's called Brought to You by Your Board. So we are going to be sharing the goals that we've set for ourselves and the why we've set them and how they can affect our congregation and all we need from you to make that happen. Thanks. See you then.
I'm Vicki, and I would just like to ask anyone who might be available. Ann and George Lewis are in great need of someone driving them to doctor's appointments right now. It's too many things to go into. They're all fixable, but it's really a really hard time for them. And we ought to set up a meal train for them. I think Beth, are you going to do that? Okay, Beth's going to put up a meal train. But Ann's just stressed beyond belief, and George has shingles. Yeah, plus another issues. So I'm just holding them as close as I can and do the same. And also, I have a lot of hydrangeas in my yard, and I put some in tubs on the floor, and they're everywhere. So if you want any hydrangeas, everything's available except for that one that's behind Kate, because I'm going to take that to Vashon Center for the Arts. but you can have all the flowers out of any of these, and just, you know, be ruthless. Take lots, and they will stay. They will look like this for 5 years if you put them in a vase. I think the spider webs are holding mine together, but it's fun. But thank you, and thank you, Reverend. That was, yeah.
Well, I want to invite you to join Community Passageways. They have a fundraiser and a party on Thursday night, and it's in Seattle, but it's easy to get to. It's right off I-5 and James Street. And then the second thing I want to mention is that the protest on the 18th, and we have some signboards and materials for writing on them in the back, so please stay after and work on that. If you have an interest, you can take your signboard home. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kate, and this at the moment speaking for program committee and in particular for the little UU minister team. From time to time we need home hospitality for our ministers, or perhaps for some other speaker coming off island who would like to spend the night and not get up at 3 in the morning to get here. So if there are any people who can do that occasionally, it'd be great if you could get in touch with me or with Gay or with Catherine or maybe all of us, so we all have the same list, and we would deeply appreciate that. My second public service announcement, repeat from last week, is it is flu and COVID shot season. I had the pleasure of working as registrar Friday morning at the clinic at the pharmacy, and it's great fun. And it's about a 10-minute turnaround at most from the time you walk up and get registered until you go away and do whatever it was you were going to do. The appointments are now set up so that you can schedule an appointment within an hour or two if there are appointments available. Yeah, they changed the system, so now it updates fast enough that it try not to turn up in 15 minutes, but if you give it an hour and a half maybe or two, it'll migrate through the system and we'll see you're registered. You don't have to fill out the whole form and stuff. Given enough time and enough vaccine, we do take walk-ups usually for flu and for COVID, not necessarily other things. So you can do that too, but if we're short a shipment and we're not sure if we're gonna have enough, we will have the people who have appointments make sure they get their COVID is usually the problem, and you might not be able to walk up for COVID if we happen to be short. So it's better if you can register online. Thank you.
And just for those who don't know, there will be a No Kings demonstration on Vashon at the four-way, and it's from 1 to 3 in the afternoon.
Hi, I'm Kim. In the Community Passageways fundraiser, Jean and I are going. You can buy your ticket online, and we'll be going on the foot ferry on the way there because it's just a walk up to where the venue is, and then we'll just be taking the sea line home. So if you want to ride on the foot ferry, we can talk about what time to go.
Well, this concludes our event this morning, so enjoy the snacks brought by. Oh! Yes. Oh, Go now in peace. Now in peace. Go now in peace. May the spirit of love serve